Welcome. This is another video in our series about what I'm calling the unified path. And the unified path is a look at the spiritual life that examines all of the elements of our being: body, mind, heart, and soul. We have other videos that examine the unified path in general and some of these other elements available, and I'd like to recommend those to you. But today we're going to be taking a little bit deeper dive into the second part of the unified path, which is to say, the mind. Now, the mind is something that is a powerful tool that can be used to help you become aware and awaken to that which is greater. Finally, of course, the mind isn't the point, but the mind is a great tool and a great value in helping you understand that which is and that which you can be. So let's talk about using the mind today. And by using, I mean letting your life include regularly a period of using your mind for your interior and spiritual life. Set aside some time every day, certainly more often than once a week, where you can use your mind to increase your knowledge, your awareness, your spirituality. And we do that by examining sacred texts or philosophical documents or spiritual works or inspirational works. And there are obviously a lot of these things to be found. Certainly if you belong to a religious tradition, you have great sacred, sometimes ancient works that are full of wisdom. And if you're part of some modern school, certainly there's a philosopher or a leader or a guru who has been writing whose words you want to take more advantage of. Fine, that's using the mind. The mind is a great tool for that. And also, the mind helps us understand that one formulation or one look at the world is often insufficient. And that's one of the values of reading texts from different traditions and different cultures, because they contextualize the world. They see the world differently. And when you see and understand these different views of the world, well, suddenly it begins to look more and more like a harmonious whole, even though there are different views, and that none of these views is really absolute. So there's great educational value in reading these things, but the value finally is that it is more interior and personal. And what I do is I use the Christian system called the Lectio Divina, which is a 5-part exploration of a text. And this is what I do, and let me explain how this works. Again, 5 parts. First, pick a text that you want to read, something important, something spiritual, something that clearly points you in the direction of the transcendent. And read a passage or a text. And then, part 2, spend a few minutes contemplating what it means, meditating on what is being said, trying to understand what it is that's being expressed. Then, part 3, read it again aloud. Aloud as if you were speaking the words to the infinite. And after that, just be clear for a moment. Just let your mind explore what's coming and just let it be clear. And then after that, part 5, take this experience that you've had, this flavor of the unexpressible that you've run into, the wisdom of these ancient or modern sacred texts, and try to carry that with you throughout the day, because there will be many times during the day that you can remember what it is that you've done with these wonderful sacred moments in which you've used your mind as part of your spiritual life to raise you, to open you, and to open your heart. That's an important part of the unified path, and I recommend it to you highly.